Welcome again to another exciting episode of the Stop Click. My brain's not fully functional right now, so we have our buddy and resident player Zach here to help us talk about the new great size chart.
Yeah, size chart and changes. So, as always, I am MJ, and this is Raven Reyes. With us today is Zach the Iceman Coffee. Now that is borrowed from Top Gun, but don't worry about that at all. Anyway, so WizKids surprised kind of. I don't think this is really a planned change. This
kind of came out of nowhere.
We had Superman and Wonder Woman launch.
Well, I mean, I guess you kind of could have seen it coming with them.
Well, sort of. But we had the launch of Superman, Wonder Woman. These pieces had been out. They hit the market, and everybody saw, hey, look, they changed Colossals and the way they interact with the game. And it was a long time coming for sure, because Colossals kind of felt like they could never, ever be meta. You know, other than maybe Shuma Garath, which was a convention exclusive, none of them really saw high-end play.
Well, with the vehicles and Nick Shield.
Yeah.
Nick Shield. Nick Fury.
See, look at you.
Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I had a long night, guys. But with the vehicles and Nick Fury and the changes to that,
yeah.
I kind of expected a change, some kind of change to come with.
Sure.
Granted, the vehicle ability wasn't nearly as impactful as it changes now.
Because
those only affected vehicles and how they operated. But this changes
the size,
a really big mechanic of the game with the sizes and carrying as well.
Yeah.
You were talking about how it's affecting carrying, right?
Oh yeah, now that with the size change, they've changed the way that things are carried to now translate up from the way tinies used to work.
Yeah.
The way tinies would work is anybody larger could carry. It was really kind of dumb that didn't translate further on in the progressive scales to giants.
So what you're saying is, because a normal guy can carry a tiny guy, why can't a giant guy carry a normal guy the same way?
Yeah.
And a colossal guy carry a giant guy?
Especially the thing is, a lot of times, even when they could, you still had to take the -2, and it just felt kind of anticlimactic to go, well, the giants already, or colossals already moved really slow. You know, they got a 7 movement. We're going to take a -2. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing, Ant-Man struggle to just get down the street a little bit because he's carrying, Black Widow. Not gonna happen. But obviously they try to streamline this in a way that made the most sense as it relates to size. They do kind of mess up a little bit as it relates to the flight symbol and the carryability granted to that, but we'll get to that in a second. So the base idea of it is you can always be carried by a character bigger than you. That character does not take a -2 to its movement. And that's kind of a big deal because that -2 is pretty well embedded in the game is how we think of it. Now, that -2 comes back when we talk about the flight symbol. But as far as size goes, normal size characters can be carried by giant or colossal or anybody bigger. Giants can be carried by colossals. Giants used to never be able to carry by anybody.
Yeah.
Giants can now be carried by colossals. And then no -2s when you're doing any part of that. So obviously these new colossals that came out all of a sudden have a newfound utility of being really good taxis.
Basically vehicles now.
Yeah, really good taxis to get things in. I know Zach mentioned this war wheel being pretty insane about getting people to move around on it.
Yeah,
you pay 15 points and you've got something with a 9 move and sidestep. So theoretically, you're going to have a 12 square drop on a piece that normally would have to move itself that 12 squares.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with somebody with hypersonic, like let's say he's carrying Kingdom Come Flash, you pretty much got the entire board covered.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it really brings taxis back into the game the way they used to be.
Yeah, and at 15 points, everybody can afford 15 points.
Yeah, it's crazy great, and it really utilizes Colossals. For a long time, people just had Colossals just sitting on their shelves.
I'll be honest, I have Apocalypse and I have Onslaught, and they are beautiful on my shelf, and I love them right there. The thing is, and I'm okay with that, but
they're dust magnets.
Yeah.
Dust magnets.
Speaking of which, actually, I just realized, I noticed that there's 2 versions of Onslaught. There's Toys R Us one.
Toys R Us one. No, they haven't done that in a while.
Is there any difference in stats?
Yes.
The
No, they're completely different dice.
Yeah,
completely different dice. Yeah, there's 2 Onslaughts, and there was 2 of every.
Nemesis.
2 Nemesises. There was 2 Nemesi. I don't know if that's right. Nemesis. So there's 2 Nemesis.
2 of each Colossals from the giant-sized X-Men.
Yes, as far as I know. Yeah. So
except for I don't think the Frost Trolls ever got made.
The Frost Giants. I don't know.
Frost Giants. No, I think never got translated.
Because nobody would go out of their way to go to Toys R Us to buy a Frost Giant. You're like, I'm okay. But anyway, so we've obviously seen the no -2 is really neat. And then we changed the way breakaway rules work as it relates to mostly tiny characters having plasticity.
This basically is in regards to
Atomica being kind of overpowered.
Because Atomica's the only character with plasticity that's a tiny size.
In the meta right now, there might be some older ones that do it. I'm not sure, but regardless of which.
Well, let's talk about how that affected it, because back then, before this change, plasticity affected everything.
Yes, and they said you couldn't automatically break away. That has actually been changed completely. That wording from plasticity has been removed.
Yeah.
And that's important because plasticity now just gives a -2 to the breakaway, and it did before, but only if you're not 2 sizes bigger than her. So, because right now, when you're a giant, you automatically break away. If you're a giant,
when you're colossal.
Giant and colossal is 2 sizes. Remember?
Well,
What
they did is they worded it so that way. Plasticity. The first sentence is the same plasticity.
Yeah.
So characters can automatically break away. They -2 to their D6 rolls. Then they added a second sentence that says smaller characters. This only affects characters of the same size or smaller. Yeah. Is what they changed.
Oh, really? So plasticity doesn't even affect normal sized characters from Atomica.
From Atomica, yeah.
There's still the D6 roll will still take an effect for characters one size larger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll get their +1 for being larger.
Well, yeah.
So it's effectively you're rolling against a -1.
And that's the new thing as well. We forgot to mention. Everybody gets a +1 to their breakaway roll, breaking away from a character that's smaller than
one size smaller.
One size smaller. So a giant getting away from a normal sized character, which is probably the most common interaction, gets a +1. Colossals automatically break away from normal sized characters now, or still do. But a normal sized person breaking away from a tiny size gets that same +1, and that was not in the game before.
And so plasticity just basically got nerfed.
It did get pretty good nerf. Now, granted, it really wasn't seen in incredible amounts.
You won't see very much of it. I mean, you don't see much of it in the meta.
Yeah, well, except for Atomica when she was big, because Atomica just said you can't get away from me and I've got poison, so go for it.
Yeah,
that was pretty rough to deal with, especially in those CSA teams that were sort of popular for a little while. We tried to bring them back today, it didn't work.
Other than that, I actually was just thinking about something. The Shield Hulk has a normal damage.
Yeah, he's actually carryable already. We're okay with that. We're okay with moving him around.
But now you can carry that movie Hulk around.
Yeah,
or the movie Hulk can carry your Iron Man.
Yes, and that's kind of a
anybody around. Like
So one of the big kind of caveats, and something we're a little disappointed with, is that big characters, your giant characters, can carry normal sized characters. Good, regardless of their combat symbols. Also good. That doesn't work the same for the wing symbol.
Yeah,
we have to worry about it for one action and not worry about it for another action.
With this, you've basically effectively created 2 different tables to reference when you're carrying.
Yeah,
one for giant-sized characters and one for flying.
Yeah,
you could have easily consolidated it and made it just one big list of this is how it works.
This is how it all works now.
But WizKids has officially said that this is a whole different ruling than flying.
Yeah.
And so basically when you're flying, you can carry characters that don't have the flying combat symbol or that are your size or smaller.
Smaller, yeah, there you go.
Giant-sized characters, and you still take the -2 when you're carrying.
Yeah, you still take the -2 as well. A little clunky.
Giant-sized characters no longer take the -2 when they're carrying a character of smaller
smaller than them.
But they can't carry each other. They can't carry the same thing. So this is all weird and
flying giant can carry a walking giant.
What's a flying giant?
Spectre from Crisis.
Okay, we'll see. So he knew of one at least. Spectre from Crisis got a buff.
Yeah,
he can carry the Hulk around. You're like, I don't even know what this
Spectre from Crisis. Well, no, he's colossal, right?
No, he's just
a giant. Yeah.
No, I'm not. There's
not the colossal.
Yeah, there's a colossal Spectre.
Oh yeah, I was like, that guy can now carry the colossal Galactus.
Can a flying colossal carry?
Yeah, foot colossal. I think in the new size rules, I think they can.
Anyway, the other big benefit and something we were getting to is giant reach now applies to colossals, and that's actually kind of the biggest reason that this is important.
Thank God, because that was stupid.
We had to try to explain to new people why this Hulk standing right here could hit a guy 2 squares away, now referred to as Giant Reach 2.
But this
guy couldn't hit a guy 2 squares away.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They changed it to where now it's more thematically appropriate. With the fact that Colossals now can reach
3 squares away.
3 squares away because it's now based on basically your size.
Yeah.
Normal characters are still adjacent.
Yeah, 1 square, basically.
Yeah, 1 square, technically.
Giants
are 2 squares away, and Colossals are 3 squares away.
Now, what this does mean is that Colossal Retaliation got a huge buff. All of these giants seem to have a Colossal Retaliation.
All the new ones.
All the new ones, anyway. And they had to be placed in a way that they could make a close combat attack to a person that made an attack last turn.
So that means 3 squares away.
Now it means 3 squares away. Before, you had to get in there, and there was placing rules, and it was difficult. Now, you still have to have line of fire, and that's important. Stealth still works against not being directly based to them. That's still something.
It still checks for line of fire.
It still checks for line of fire when you're trying to make that 2 or 3 square attack away. So we still have to worry about that, and that's still fine. But makes it a little more viable. And obviously, I think they tried to do everything in their power to make sure that you could see Colossals at big events and not be completely out. I mean, and actually have them be competitive.
Yeah, they're definitely relevant to modern gameplay now. I mean, before, again, very few Colossals before were relevant to modern gameplay. Now we have a field of them, like you know, the War Wheel, Titano. Yeah. Titano now with Lois Lane, that's going to be a wrecking.
Or like this evil person.
Yeah,
said,
I was just saying, if we make a bunch of Colossals and put somebody out there that's, resilient to damage, like, a dead man or gluttony, and then we can just have them go forward and just have the Colossals in the back waiting to go.
Put them all at their lower point.
Yeah, just put them all.
For those of you who don't know, by the way, who've been living under a rock or haven't seen anything about Superman and Wonder Woman, one common trait with the Colossal characters is they all have a really small point value.
Yeah.
Titano has a 20.
This is a 15.
War has a 15. It's only 1 click. But that 1 click has an ability called Colossal Retaliation, to where they can make an attack against any opposing character on their map as long as that opposing character has dealt damage to a friendly character.
Since the last turn.
And
they teleport across the map. They can just hang out in the back until it happens, which seems a little broken to me. Like, they don't have to move up naturally.
It's like a missile silo, bro.
Yeah,
it's a missile silo.
Yes, we're launching Space Gorilla. Space Gorilla appears here. And then and the thing is, it's not, most of them don't just make 1 little hit either.
No,
it's that square and an effect, so you're like.
Well, Titano is
2 attacks
against an adjacent a character that made damage, and any character 2 squares
from that character. All characters.
Yeah, all characters.
Printed 3. So he just goes smashy on your entire team that's right here for 6, for a grand total of 20 points.
Yeah, it's ridiculous strong. What cool thing that WizKids did is they did kind of make one each relative to the character that is. Like Titano's got the monkey punch.
Yeah, double punch.
Yeah, the War Wheel has something that kind of affects the rows that the War Wheel's on. And the Superman robot flies in and
just
does
nukes.
It's an explosion.
Nukes kind of the small area. Solaris will do like a blinding light kind of thing. So each one has kind of got a little specific,
which is pretty cool.
Thing to what it is.
It adds flavor to it. It actually makes you want to collect the other Colossals.
Yeah,
Pokemon, got to catch them all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well done, WizKids, in making more stuff
and
for us to
honestly,
buy.
I think they, when you really sit there and you think about it, none of these chases really
I like Superman because I think double stop clicks is stupid.
Yeah, but none of these chases are really like. I think they toned down the chases to put more emphasis on the Colossals because honestly, I want to collect.
I want Colossals
more
now.
than I want the chases.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know about that. That Wonder Woman that negs 1 to everything, a lower point value in there. That's gonna be wicked.
Yeah,
and then we can just be like, and we'll include Nighthawk in there just because we're bad people,
and a Rainbow Raider. Good luck with me.
There you go. Man, that's a lot of minuses in a game. That sounds really mean. Then we gotta
and no pluses.
And no pluses.
No pluses.
No pluses. As long as we keep protecting Nighthawk, we're fine.
Oh man, but yeah, I don't know. I think they really put an emphasis on the Colossal characters, and I honestly, my opinion is that we'll see them. I think we'll see.
Oh, for sure.
We'll see them, and I want to say we'll see them at Rocks. Honestly.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it.
It's still 6 months to call that out because we'll have their
hopefully,
back to no tactics played.
Hopefully we'll have a new PAC by the time all of this matters.
Yeah, with everything fixed.
Right now I feel like all of these changes got placed with the equipment and how equipment works, and even then, there's some very vague phrasing, and I haven't quite yet seen if they've defined what makes equipment. Are hammers equipment? They use the word equip.
Resource relics.
If you equip a hammer, how is a hammer different than a construct? Constructs are assigned. I feel like they started to go, and I don't feel like it's all been perfectly spelled out exactly the way it all works. And I'm looking forward to a PAC that perfectly defines how the game.
Well, that's probably going to be more in the rule book than the PAC.
I know. Well, I mean, but the thing is, normally you only see new rule books and new PACs with the launch of a starter set. And as far as I know, the next starter set is Civil War starter sets.
No, Ninja Turtles.
Is it Ninja Turtles?
I think Ninja Turtles got a starter set.
No, Ninja Turtles are not going to be modern though.
Are they not?
As far as I know, Ninja Turtles are not going to be modern.
modern. They're falling under the same thing as Lord.
Yeah, really?
Which is unfortunate.
Way to shoot yourself in the foot with that one, WizKids. Who's going to want to play? I mean, granted, I'm still going to get. I'm still going to get Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you're cutting off a really big demographic by not making a modern.
It's a thing. I mean, we've understood for years and years that DC and Marvel only, and right now we have all sorts of other. Well, you have other parties involved too. You got to realize that technically, if you print Ninja Turtles from say the cartoon era, that's a whole other set of companies you have to deal with getting the rights to.
Hooray! Licensing agreements. They make the world go not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But,
and soon, Mickey Mouse hero clips. Hello, boys and girls. It's a little Mr. Bill. It's a little too much Mr. Bill.
A little too much Mr. Bill. Not enough Mickey.
No.
But yeah. I mean, 6 months out. Well, what's that? We have the Batman Superman coming out.
Yeah. Is it not called World's Finest anymore? It's just
Batman. It's Batman Superman.
It's World Finest.
Is it World's Finest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. I think WizKids is like
Well, it's kind of redundant making a Superman 101 than a Batman Superman.
Yeah, well,
but World's Finest. I'm actually interested in the new duo piece from them.
Yeah.
So they're going to make a World's Finest duo piece.
Oh,
there should be.
Hopefully, it definitely should be. We have Civil War comes out around that time.
Yeah. When does Civil War start?
Civil War starts in May.
May. Okay, man. That's still 5 months though. That's a lot of time in the new year. Yeah.
NEC has really been kind of. I think Marvel and DC have really kind of put their boot on NECA's throats and saying, "Hey,
stop.
You had to coincide with our movie releases because we want marketing."
Yeah.
So I know Marvel has definitely done that. I mean. Hello, no X-Men or Fantastic Four for Marvel in the past 2 years?
Yeah. No, we do have a new X-Men set coming up on the horizon.
Late.
It's Uncanny X-Men, and hopefully we're going to get some more.
Was that HeroClix?
Yes, that's going to be HeroClix. No, they said
late
Uncanny
26.
Late 2017. 16? 17. I don't know.
Late 2016.
Late 2016?
Yes. Yeah, so we're only really probably going to get 2 sets next year. That feels kind of strange, Rhea, how many sets we got this year.
We're going to get another...
We'll get
another
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because, there'll be World's Finest and Ninja Turtles and
right.
Civil War.
I keep discounting Ninja
Civil
Turtles.
War, then there'll be another Marvel set and I think another DC set in the back end of
That'll be in it.
And don't forget about, Batman, Superman, if they're going to choose to do a gravity feed with that.
Well, there shouldn't be any more gravity feeds. Ninja Turtles should be a gravity feed. No primers. No primers.
Yeah, no primers. Don't be
any I don't like primers.
Dude, they're so useless. Primers,
Occasionally there was that one good piece that everybody had to have, and that was it.
All right, so out of all the Colossus, which one are you play with the most?
Well, I want to play with Titano the most, only because of his crazy synergy with Lois Lane. That, and I think he's probably got the best retaliatory power. The double attack for 20 points feels a little bit overpowered. Even if it's printed 3, that can just unleash destruction on a team for punching someone like Gluttony, and I feel like that's a bad thing to do to somebody.
Oh, it definitely is. Honestly,
War Wheel.
I want to say War Wheel. I really like War Wheel. War Wheel. If not that,
Solaris's Pulse Wave Incap with 12 attack.
Yeah, Solaris was the other one.
Yeah.
And then the big giant guy with the mask.
Brimstone.
Adam.
Oh, the Adam, yes.
Yeah,
the Adam's okay. I think I'd be more worried right now about Solaris with that massive incap that it does.
Yeah.
I think it's a 2-token incap and it's
Really?
got 12 attack.
That sounds kind of insane.
Yeah,
I'll have to go look at the dials. Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely some tricky stuff coming up. It's definitely doing a great job in diversifying the game instead of Army 1, Army 2, ready, set, smash.
Yeah, well, when we go back to the No Tactics ROC, we'll see how much it ends up like that. I know that the big complaint at the last ROCs were team diversity. You know, which team are you playing, Kyle Rayner or Zombie Super Skrull? And that was it. Did kind of feel like that a little bit. We did have the Yondu team show out of left field, but that was
a short lived. That was a flash in the pan kind of thing. And then didn't that 10-year-old kid win with a crazy team? He had a Banshee. Never mind.
Despotellis, and
Adara.
Nighthawk.
Yeah.
And then all the entities to go with it. And to be honest, that sounds like a brilliant team to me. I was actually just really confused at how he beat Nick Fury. I felt like Nick Fury had a better start in the same kind of vein.
Maybe it was in the dice rolls.
Well, if you check out the Twitch on H2 Realms, it shows a lot of Arnold's last couple games.
Yeah.
And the kid played brilliantly.
Yeah.
There was a part where I think he walled a little early and then realized that Phil could get around his wall, and so he moved away from his wall, which is something most players wouldn't do.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he made Phil burn some early actions on just positioning alone, and then he came in and got the strike on him. It was
that's right. The wall was the mysterious thing that helped him against Nick Fury, because as long as you can wall, Nick Fury can't see through the wall, you're okay. But you got to remember to do it and set position correctly.
Three eyes. You can't even see through a wall.
There you go.
One of them's missing.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah. What about you, man? One colossal. Which one? I mean, do you?
Yeah, you've got these are yours anyway.
I gotta say, well, I've played Titano with Lois Lane. It was monstrous. It was a lot of fun. I gotta say, maybe the Atom could be fun. I don't know. I mean, Solaris is definitely.
I think we'll probably see a little bit more Solaris.
With that end cap, I mean, that seems like a tricky thing to do, and it seems kind of like right up my alley. It's like, all right, come out and attack me, and then I'm going to make you pay for it.
Not have a silver ring? Silver ring?
I don't think any of these have silver
I
rings.
don't think any of them do.
I just want an army of 20-point gorillas. Yeah, you got to kill one of them.
No,
I'm going to run an army of 15 Titanos, and then what they're going to do is they're all going to wait for you to hit one of them. And then just be like, oh no, you hit one of them.
And it's going to be like Super Smash Brothers with Donkey Kong just smashing the ground all the time. No, I was just thinking Gluttony and a bunch of Solaris.
Yeah, there you go.
Just then kept the crap out of everybody.
There you go.
All the time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we're sure to see some interesting stuff, but I think that concludes this week's episode. What are you looking forward to seeing out of these things? What's your favorite colossal so far? Let us know in the comments.
And if you're one of the very few, or one of the very many, as I've seen people pull Red Lantern Supergirl, is she worth the hype? Is she worthy of a super rare prime?
Ooh.
I know that Earthbound Neutralize ability is pretty silly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. She's me. Because that shuts down willpower.
Yeah.
Or Indomitable.
There you go.
Yep. Other than that, I'm Raven.
I'm MJ.
Zach.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one.